Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Hope you're well. Thank you for joining me for another one in the garage. And again, apologies, it's a little bit later in the day, but I made it. Anyway, last video I did was about council tax and the idea that councils are going to try and swing it so they're able to raise the level of council tax paid by residents to about 5 times the limit they're actually legally allowed to. And that's by pulling a fast one. Section 114 notice, I think I said in the previous video. Now, it's an interesting dilemma, isn't it? Because if you look at the councils all over the place and you think, what have they spent the money on to get themselves in the position they're in? There are councils already that have gone bankrupt, and you think to yourself, well, what the hell have they been doing in all sorts of trouble? They've ended up raising it. Well, somebody sent me a news thing earlier. And it was this: council defends decision to offer £1,000 grants for Afghan refugees driving lessons. Afghan refugees driving lessons. Now, that is a double-edged sword, because right away you get certain people to the right of politics who will say, oh, you can't spend money on that. But some of these refugees that have come over would have worked with British armed forces, and if they were left where they were, then they could be in a great deal of danger. So do we have a certain amount of responsibility to get them out of harm's way and try and help them have a new life in return for the help that they gave us over there? There is in my view, a certain proportion that do fit that category, but then you do get a lot of people that aren't. But back to the point, what efficient use is that of public funds when we have failing services all around us which need urgently dealing with? These Afghan refugees, if you set them up and they went to work and everything, they could easily get in with a company that could pay for. Why is this happening? I mean, you've got this here. Resident raised concerns as council documents showed £14,421 spent on tuition. It's defended the decision to offer £1,000 grants to receive driving lessons in Banbury. Cherwell District Council emphasised that the refugees are contributed to society through their service for the UK Armed Forces. So, some of them, yes, but then the news article went further to say that other hobbies were being funded as well. Hobbies, when we've got burst pipes, roads in disrepair, problems in our streets, our public services, and you're talking about this, and then we wonder why councils are in the state they're in. Now, the excuse, and I found this very interesting, hence the name of the video. A Cherwell District Council spokesman explained the funding comes from a Home Office resilience fund, not council money. These activities are funded by the UK government using a resilience fund provided to the council. Now, the reason I find that interesting is the root of the money. They always say follow the money. Now, if you look at any council and they send you a demand for payment every year, and I'm going to call it a demand because that's what it is, it will list certain things and a percentage of certain things that are being paid for with that money. And it's more than clear, if you do a little bit of digging, that that list isn't entirely accurate. And of course, if you ask them and if you push them, they will not tell you. And in reality, a lot of that money is going to a central government slush fund and then redistributed here, there, and everywhere. It's a big racket. So I do wonder, the council tax that's gathered and going to government, whether some of it is ending up in this resilience fund and being redirected again when we damn well need it for our local towns and everything that's falling to pieces. But, it's just another example of how crazy they are. Let me know what you think in the comments. Have a look at these videos that just come on the screen. As always, I look forward to talking to you soon. Toodaloo.